Today, we're reacting to Ted Kravitz' ranking of the 10 teams following the exciting 3 days of track action that took place from Thursday to Saturday in Bahrain. Kravitz never holds back from making bold claims, and there were some surprise rankings, that's for sure. Join us as we focus on the two biggest surprises and what that could mean for how the 2023 season shapes up. So, what did Kravitz conclude about the 10 teams? Well, after their blistering end to last year's season, Red Bull is looking strong once again, and Ferrari is hoping to challenge them. But the real surprise is Mercedes, who seem to be having some serious problems. After a tough start to the 2022 season, it looks like 2023 could be another slow start for the Silver Arrows. In fact, Kravitz doesn't even have Mercedes in the top 3 after that testing window in Bahrain. So, which team knocks Mercedes out of the top 3? It's Aston Martin, and specifically two-time world champion Fernando Alonso. Speaking of Alonso, he made a bold move by jumping ship from Alpine to join Aston Martin this year. And his first meeting with the AMR23 in Bahrain was extremely positive. Looks like he's found his groove again. Kravitz told Sky Sports F1, "I've got Aston Martin third and potentially even a little bit closer to Ferrari. That's to do with Fernando Alonso's race run. In Saturday's Bahrain Grand Prix, such as it was, it would have been Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez and Fernando Alonso on the podium, ahead of the Ferraris and the Mercedes. Aston Martin had Red Bull worried from day one. Adrian Newey, Red Bull's chief technical officer, mentioned them in the teams he's concerned about. The car is essentially good. It has some nice ideas. Alonso's race run on Saturday was mwah. I'm going to be slightly reticent and say that Aston Martin are third and Mercedes are fourth at the moment. Alonso's groovy start is not enough to knock Mercedes out of the top 3. So, what did Kravitz see that gives him the confidence to make such a bold claim? When Hamilton came out and said that the porpoising was largely gone, but some of the balance limitations of last year's car are still present, I almost dropped my cup of tea. I couldn't believe it. I thought, hang on, this is the Mercedes that's supposed to be okay. Kravitz believes Mercedes need a big jump forward to get back to third in the pecking order, but adds the vibes coming from the camp over the weekend are not good. When Kravitz went further down the list and provided his full list of 10 teams, it was a case of dial M for misery, with McLaren the other team to really struggle. He places them at 8 right now, with only Williams and AlphaTauri behind them. So here is the full ranking. First is Red Bull, second Ferrari, third Aston Martin, fourth Mercedes, fifth Alpine, sixth Haas, seventh Alfa Romeo, 8th McLaren, 9th AlphaTauri, 10th Williams. The two most intriguing calls Kravitz made are Aston Martin in the top 3 and McLaren in 8th. Stick with us as we dive deeper into both of these stories and the incredible twist with Aston Martin that's got fans around the world excited. First up, McLaren. McLaren Racing CEO Zak Brown has come out and admitted that his team has missed its development targets with its 2023 Formula 1 car over the winter. Ouch! And it gets worse. Brown believes that McLaren is likely to be off the pace at the opening race after a tough pre-season test so far. Yeah, you heard that right. The team is struggling and they're not even trying to hide it. Now, to be fair, McLaren was honest about its expectations when launching its new car earlier this month. They admitted that they weren't totally happy with the initial specification, but they were hopeful they would make strides with an upgrade mid-season. So it's not like they were pulling the wool over our eyes. But unfortunately, it looks like things haven't gone to plan. So far, the team hasn't shown any eye-catching pace during the opening 2 days of testing, and team sources are suggesting that their car is lacking performance. It's not looking good. In fact, Brown says he's not expecting big things from the opening round. That's a tough pill to swallow for McLaren fans, but at least they're being upfront about it. Who knows, maybe they'll surprise us all and pull off a stunning comeback. We'll just have to wait and see. It's hard to know until we get going, Brown said. We already set some goals for development which we didn't hit. We felt it was better, to be honest about that. Like everyone, we have a lot of development coming, so we are encouraged by what we see around the corner. I think we'll be going into the first race off our projected targets, and it's hard to know exactly where that means we'll be on the grid. According to Piastri, McLaren will be somewhere in a condensed F1 midfield battle when the season starts in Bahrain next weekend. That's not exactly a bold prediction, but it's good to hear from someone on the inside. I think we're about where we expect it to be, I would say, Piastri said. We're probably somewhere in the mix of the midfield is my best guess at the moment. Of course, we don't know exactly where everyone's at in terms of fuel and engine modes and stuff like that, so we'll find out on Saturday next week where everyone really is. But I think we're about where we expected. Unfortunately, it's been a difficult test for the team so far. There were a number of issues that cost them track time, and that's never a good sign. In fact, Lando Norris was unable to run in the final session of the test. He only managed 37 laps on Saturday, following the 44 that Piastri had managed earlier. This heaps the pressure on McLaren as they need to deliver a title-challenging car to keep their main man and one of F1's hottest commodities happy. Despite all the links with Red Bull over his career, Lando has been quick to show his loyalty to McLaren. In the past, he told Sky, "I'm still here for a few more years. It's because I want to be. It wasn't because I knew we were going to be winning championships or anything. I knew that it's a journey and we have to develop and improve on what we have to get to that point." But this was before the testing in Bahrain, and it seems that Will Buxton may have spotted something that will have McLaren fans concerned. Norris was seen taking out his frustration after the final testing session. He's usually a positive guy, but he's clearly annoyed by McLaren's stuttering start. I actually saw him leave the garage and walk into the little driver's room on the side, and very unlike Lando, he sort of punched the flimsy makeshift wall as he walked through. It wasn't going to knock the wall down, but it was that little bit of frustration. You can tell it's not quite right. Sky Sports F1 team seem to be decided that Norris will be looking to exit McLaren in search of a better car. When asked if Norris might be calling the F1's top team saying, "Come and get me," Croft replied, "I think he might be. McLaren were playing down expectations before we came to Bahrain. The story is that McLaren might have slipped back even further, and that's a worry for Lando." So whilst McLaren fans are not happy about the results of their testing, Aston Martin fans will be elated for the new season. Top 3 in Kravitz rating and a solid performance from Fernando Alonso has everyone in good spirits, but it's not all smooth sailing. With one very strong car and driver set for the first race of the season, it's no secret that there are huge doubts over if Lance Stroll will be ready to join Alonso come Friday. The team had to use reserve driver Felipe Drugovich alongside Fernando Alonso during pre-season testing. But this is where things could get really exciting. With Stroll out, it's speculated that another driver has expressed interest in replacing him. And according to the latest news, it's someone who will make fans incredibly happy. Rumour is that 4-time world champion could be interested in replacing Stroll for the opening race in Bahrain. Yes, we're talking about Sebastian Vettel. Sky Sports F1 commentator David Croft has reported that Vettel is keen on the opportunity, despite having retired at the end of the 2022 season. This would be Vettel's 300th GP, and what a way to mark the milestone. Crack said, "He had a very, very thorough plan in mind for his retirement, and I think this is also something that you have to respect. Let's see what's happening." But when pushed to comment if Vettel would be back behind the Aston Martin, Mike Crack, the team boss, said, "I will not tell you." So what do you think? Will we see Vettel behind the wheel again? And will Mercedes make Kravitz eat his words? Let us know in the comments down below.